Hello and welcome to Sharks Happen. My name is Hal, I'm your host, going over shark attacks from 1900s to present. We're going to get started right away here. We're going to go off the coast of California, September 15th, 1984. Off the coast of Santa Cruz, there's Pigeon Point. There's a couple of divers. They're out, one of them's 28-year-old Omar Conger, and he's out there with a friend, Chris Rim. They're sharing a dive mat, and they're about 15 yards apart, so about 50 feet away from each other. And Chris Rem looks over at his buddy and says a huge shark surfaces and grabs his buddy, shakes him violently, and takes him below the water. They're only in 12 feet of water, and this thing grabbed him by both thighs, it turns out. It surfaced right away, and he said like a huge submarine, it came straight at him with his buddy still in his mouth. And when it got about 3 meters away, about 10 feet away, it released his buddy and just went away. He put his buddy on a dive mat, got him to shore, but he was already gone by the time he got him to shore. He suffered multiple bites. The first one clamped both of his legs, so the shark came up and grabbed him by his legs and took him up out of the water and then took him under. Did a couple bites under the water. He had wounds to his ass, wounds to both of the back of his thighs. They severed numerous arteries back there. And then he also had the usual hand wounds that you have when you're trying to fight the shark off. A lot of people are trying to hit the shark. They end up slipping and end up in the shark's mouth and end up with a shredded hand also. So he had those defensive wounds. And so Chris Rum got him to shore, but that was that. That's a test bite. Actually, it's the worst kind of test bite, but it actually is a test bite. Even though I bit him a couple times, it didn't end up wanting to eat him. So that goes under an actual test bite. Not mistaken identity, I don't think. I think it was going to find, it could be a mistaken identity, but mistaken identities are usually worse. So that's our first story. We're going to get into the next one, and I hope you stay with us. Okay, now we head over to California again, off the coast of California, to South Moss Beach, which is in Spanish Bay. It's December 19th, 1981. There's a 24-year-old surfer, Boren, had gone surfing by himself there. And they said it's cold, it's windy, it's probably perfect conditions to do what he's doing. And nobody witnessed this attack, and they found his body the day after. This is a mistaken identity. There's test bites, a mistaken identity. A mistaken identity is worse. They said he had his left arm extended slightly as he was laying prone on the stomach down on the board, probably paddling out to get a wave. And they found his board, and they found his wetsuit, and they found him. And all three had a chunk, like if you took a large pizza and you put it in the center of somebody's body and you just cut that out, it chunked the board and the body right through the ribs, took most of all the way to the center of his body, and like I think it was 20 inches wide chunk out of there, took the board too. So that was fatal. He probably died completely instantly, never knew that happened. And that's a mistaken identity. It's not a test bite. I mean, actually, it's testing it out, but it's hitting you like it thinks you're a seal, which it does a lot when it sees those arms and legs sitting there off a board. I mean, what are they going to do? It's awfully large. You think you're large, but those elephant seals they go after, the males, those are almost as big as the shark themselves. So it's not like they're afraid to attack a surfboard with somebody on it. And they do it all the time. So that's our second story. Another mistaken identity test bite, not out to eat. So we'll get on with our last story. Okay, we round this out going over to Tampa Bay, Florida. It's September 15th, 1981. Mark Meeker bets some friends. Mark Meeker is a 26-year-old male. He bets his friends that he can swim across the 3-mile swim across South Tampa Bay. And he goes ahead and he's doing his swim, and his friends lose sight of him, and they get the Coast Guard and they find the body. I believe it was the next morning, but he had been found with a chunk, 8-inch chunk out of his left. I don't even know if it removed the meat, but it was an 8-inch bite to his left calf. And he ended up drowning as a result of that. So he probably survived the bite and was swimming back and didn't make it there. They theorized it was a hammerhead or a tiger shark. But I mean, this could be any large shark. This could be a reef shark, a blue shark, just anything. So who knows what did it? Another test test bite. This is a got to be a large shark. It's got to be an 8-foot shark or more, so we'll keep track of that one in our numbers. And then that's 3 test bites for the show. We're catching up a little bit on test bites, but fatalities are still ruling the day. We'll get into those numbers on the next show. I hope you'll stay with us. If you like the show, please click like. If you want notifications of when the next show is happening, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and I will see you next time. But remember, if you're going in that water, you are much more afraid of those sharks than they are of you.